Welcome to NobelBiz webinars.
There's this dynamic that people believe that calls getting labeled equals something directly out of STIRSHAKEN. What have you seen in the last 3 months from your side of it going, has that been the case? Or is there something different that you're seeing?
Yeah, there's definitely something different. There's been actually quite a few things have happened over the last quarter, and as we go into the last quarter of 2021. And I want to just touch on what you said about the breadcrumb and what was the purpose and intent of STIRSHAKEN. Christian, I think you need to continue to reiterate what its purpose is, because what we're fighting against is the misnomers of what it's not, right? So like people are like, oh, it's going to be doing this, this, and this. And then we're just constantly coming up here and having these conversations of like, let me remind you, STIRSHAKEN is to thwart the illegal caller ID spoofing. Okay, it's very specific of what it is achieving. And to your point about caller identification information, I love that. I've never actually heard someone use the breadcrumb thing, but that's actually what it is. It's leaving a breadcrumb of the identification of who is the carrier originating this call. And hopefully, if they fully attested, which we'll get to later, I'm sure, we have some identification around who the caller is that delivered it. So we just have to keep, that message going. So on the topic of the wrong messages, one of the ones, and I think you and I talked about this, was the June 30 deadline. So that's something that's happened in the last 3 months. And we would come on and say, hey, calls are not going to stop on July 1st. I know, Christian, you and I were exchanging text messages, emails, and you're just like, I just want to check one more time. I've got somebody else telling me there were actually service providers out there telling everyone, you got to switch over to my services, have your call signed, or they're going to be blocked come July 1st. Guess what? Nothing happened. Because the deadline of June 30th was related to submitting your robocall mitigation plan to the FCC. It's just a status update. Where are you at as a service provider with regards to implementing the mandate of STIRSHAKEN? And the FCC understood that not everyone could implement STIRSHAKEN due to complications around the resources, whether it be time, money, or just the infrastructure. So one of the things that we were able to myth bust is calls did not end July 1st related to not being signed on STIRSHAKEN. So we were proven right on that point. Hopefully people will come back and believe us on other points. One of the other things that we are looking at in the last 3 months was, now that we understand what the June 30th deadline was all about, there was a 90-day requirement. After carriers submitted their robocall mitigation plan, what was their status, whether fully implemented, partially, or ain't gonna happen, I've got a different plan in place,